walls.
So the fascist goons of the Portland police just showed up. They cleared the chamber so that G4S and Portland police can beat the you-know-what out of Jeff Black in there.
I know they do.
Bob, I'm going to have to give you an exclusion of Clackamas Town Center Park. What the hell is that? They excluded you for about 10 miles. Was that just recent?
Yeah,
What did you do?
it's under appeal.
What did you do? Just stand there with your camera?
Told the cops they were fascist goons, called them cowards, said that they were clowns in
You
uniform.
think you win the appeal?
It's still going on.
Yeah.
They got 30 days to respond. The owner of the property has 30 days to respond back.
Hey!
Hey,
I really give him a high five to that. Done it that hill.
Let me get this.
so they just got done arresting Jeff Black.
These guys don't want to smile. This is high drum. Low drum?
Looks like it's Did you see him trying to pull us up in the middle of that?
What's that?
Jeff was saying, come on up here, Lightning, come on.
Yeah.
He's yelling with Joe Walsh, and Jeff is saying, Joe, you want to be on video?
That's cool.
It's all good, Joe. You're the legend.
Okay, the doors are open, folks.
So we're going to be allowed to go back in.
Hey, Bob, do you think the cops are putting a little more pressure on you lately out there? Or?
I think Clackamas is. I don't think Portland is.
Yeah. So they're turning up the heat a little bit.
Clackamas is trying. They're trying what Portland failed to do.
What's that? What's the final outcome of that Cedar Riot lawsuit against Joey?
So far, no one's been served.
Well, really? You think it'll just be dropped or not go anywhere?
I think it's just a propaganda ploy.
I do too. Yeah, I think it's foolishness for that bar to take everyone into court, considering they were all on his property.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like,
Well, the Joy Gibson's group was not on his property.
no, Joey
They're on
wasn't.
site.
What I mean is people that were kind of pushing Joey were all on his property, so it's kind of
Yeah.
like bringing them up in front of a judge to say, yeah, we're all guilty here. So it's foolishness to that bar owner
Yeah.
because they were on his property.
Right.
Not Joey, but the people going forward, you know. I mean,
Yeah, it's a propaganda ploy.
yeah, I mean, he can get his license pulled.
Well, that's the problem. Is there's been a lot of complaints to the.
Yeah, he probably wants to just drop it if he was smart. He would just say, well, got out of line.
I called the OLCC and they said there's a lot of complaints on him.
That's what I'm saying. And this will
So-
only, once it gets up in front of a judge, then that can really change.
Yep.
So it'll be within the next hour. So why don't you stick around? Courtesy.
What's the latest move? Joey's doing anything coming up? Since they handcuffed him, that technically they've arrested him for trespass. Would that be clear, or would it be even disorderly conduct, you think, or have to be
All
no?
right, we are back in session. We are now on the consent agenda. Carla, have any items been pulled from the consent agenda?
Yes, item 496.
496, and I understand that was pulled by Commissioner Hardesty. So as a courtesy to the commissioner, and because we have park staff in the room, I'm going to move that to immediately follow the 2 time certain items. All right. Please call the roll on the consent agenda.
Fish.
Aye.
Hardesty. Aye. Fritz. Aye. Udake.
Aye, thank you. The consent agenda is approved. Before we begin with the regular agenda, the mayor's office has requested that items 501, 502, and 503 be moved to the afternoon agenda after the 2 p.m. time certain. However, we're going to reschedule 501 entirely. So 502 and 503 to the afternoon, and if you're here to testify on 501, which is amend city code to streamline the procurement and contracting process, I'm sorry, but that item is being moved to a different date and time. All right, Carla.
President, could I just ask why did the mayor's office say why the second readings are being moved to the afternoon?
He wants to be here for the vote and I think make closing comments.
Great, thank you.
So I just want to make an observation. I've got a hard out at 3:10, and so I also want to vote on these. So if we just, as long as we have the time to have, to cast those votes before I go, because I was prepared to do it this morning.
The goal is to be out of chambers by 3 since we have a third evening session. And that is why I've suggested we reschedule 501 because I think that item will be
Here for the evening.
potentially.
What is it?
Excuse me, Madam Chair.
Yes.
I have a
On
real
rental.
concern with moving 502 to this afternoon. I am scheduled to not be here.
I'll have to say.
And I do not want this voted on without me being in the chamber. I think we move it to the beginning of the 6 p.m. session. This is just a vote.
I really don't want to do that. The 6 p.m. session is for the fair ordinance.
Then I say we do it now.
Okay, I'm going to move this to the end of the agenda. I'm going to ask Jamie to coordinate with the mayor's office, and we're going to move on to the next time certain. Carla, will you please read item 490?
Amend the comprehensive plan map and official zoning map to carry out the map amendments implementing the 82nd Avenue study, understanding barriers to development.
All right. This is the mayor's item. This is a second reading. Is there any further discussion on 490? Carla, please call the roll.
Fish.
Aye.
Hardesty.
Aye.
Fritz.
Thanks to my staff and April Brooks and everybody who's been involved in this. Thank you, especially you, Davey, for wanting to find on this paper and have that whole time.
Well, I would ask my staff to go back and make a clip of your comment on that item because any day I can make you that happy in council is a good day. I vote aye. The ordinance is adopted. Carla, please read item, let me make sure I'm not getting ahead of myself. 491 and 492 together.
491, amend the scope of the North Settle Road Local Improvement District to extend sanitary sewer to serve developed property owned by Supreme Perlite Company and extend the planned street, sidewalk, and stormwater improvements to the west right-of-way line of North Settle Road to provide maintenance and emergency access to undeveloped property owned by the Port of Portland. And 492, authorize the Bureau of Transportation to acquire certain permanent and temporary property rights necessary for construction of the North Settle Road Local Improvement District project through the exercise of the city's eminent domain authority.
Thank you, Carla.
You mean steal the property?
This should be really quick. We're asking to amend the North Settle Road Local Improvement District to extend the improvements to adjacent properties, and here to explain this in more detail is Andrew Abbey, the LRD Administrator for PBOT, and a couple other people whose names I don't know off the top of my head. So welcome, Andrew.
Thank you, Commissioner Daly, User Improvement District Administrator. On my immediate left is Ryan Cordy, an engineer with the Bureau of Environmental Services, and then on his left is John Dales, who's the right-of-way agent for the Portland Bureau of Transportation.
Sorry, John.
So this will be very brief, just to reacquaint the returning council members with the Subtle Road LID, which was formed before we had the privilege of having Commissioner Hardesty on the council. You're seeing an overview map here of where Subtle Road is located. It's just south of the Columbia River, and it's just west of North Portland Road. And this is a close-up view of the LID. So if you see that pink circle there on the left side of the map, that is the westernmost portion of North Subtle Road that's currently not in the project limit. And we want to simply add that portion of the roadway into the limits of the project. North Subtle Road is incredibly flat. It makes Kansas look positively hilly, and I say that as somebody who's driven across Kansas multiple times. And one of the challenges we have is building a road that we can put enough slope to the road so that the stormwater drains properly. So it just makes a lot of sense to build that now. Even more importantly, we would really like to incorporate the sanitary sewer extension into the work, because we don't want to build a brand new concrete street and then have to jackhammer it out a couple years later to put in a sanitary sewer extension. The circle that you see on the north side of North Subtle Road is a previously planned stormwater outfall to the Columbia River, which we don't currently have in the plans. We've worked very hard to get costs down on the project. So I just wanted to apprise the council that that work is no longer in the scope of the LID. These are some pictures that were taken back in March 2017, just to give you an indication of the problems of lack of stormwater drainage and inadequate pavement section. This is another picture that was taken in July. You can still see that even though it was middle of summer, there was a lot of stormwater there on the street. And I just wanted to provide the council with a rendition of what the future improvements look like with the railroad track on the south side of Subtle Road, new concrete street, and a sidewalk on the north side of the street. So the central question before council today is we are not deciding the question of whether to form this LID, we are deciding the question of whether to extend the street improvements and extend the sanitary sewer. There was no objection to any of the property owners funding the street extension or the sanitary sewer extension. We did receive 2 remonstrances related to other items, and those are in your Exhibit D. If you pass the ordinance as written, that will overrule the remonstrances. So Ryan is going to give you just a quick comment on the sanitary sewer extension, and then John Dale will explain the property rights ordinance.
So Supreme Prairie Line is currently served on septic. Sewer that's existing on Subtle Road is about 250 feet short. It was built in 1977. Some challenges, technical challenges. In order to extend that main to their property, we had to do underground jack and bore underneath spur line that goes, railroad spur line that goes across Subtle Road, and then an additional track that fronts their property. So we are making it as shallow as possible in order to serve them with gravity sewer, and but not shallow enough because there's certain requirements from the railroad that our sewer needs to be considered. So.
Good morning, Commissioners. I'm John Deo with the Portland Bureau of Transportation. So I'm here to speak on Agenda Item 492, and that authorizes the Bureau of Transportation to acquire property rights needed for the North Subtle Road LID project under the eminent domain authority of the city, and it authorizes the offer of just compensation to affected property owners for the property rights. The property rights identified in the ordinance are needed to accommodate permanent improvements to be constructed in the right-of-way, and those include sidewalks, curbs, street trees, and stormwater facilities primarily, and to support the overall construction of the project. In addition, the property rights allow for the grading and reconnection of driveways to businesses along North Settle Road. And in general, the acquisitions include a 1-foot wide strip along the north side of North Settle Road and temporary easements for construction on the north and south sides of the street. All affected property owners have been notified for